Hi, it's Amy here of twoglassyladies.ca and Lampwork by Amy and madeforyou.lampwork.etsy.com. So I have just recently had the pleasure of testing out some of the new Creation is Messy colors, which I believe are going to be out at least in time for the gathering this year. Not sure when they're going to be available to order, but anyway, there's some really cool new colors here, so I'd like to share my photos and my experiments and some of my test notes on them. So here they are. Okay, so I've got some of the new Creation is Messy colors in my kiln right now. I was testing them last night. I made a whole bunch of spacers. So here's some of the new colors. Look awesome. Oh. So yeah, anyways, I'll do a proper post about this later on once I get these all cleaned and everything. So yeah, I think it was 10 new colors. Nice mix. I'm gonna do some comparisons. I did a couple of tests with some of them with a little bit of encasing. Mostly I just did the plain colors, but yeah, for the most part, they all melted really nicely. There was a couple, it was Lilac and I believe the other one, oh, what was this one called? The one that's kind of an alabaster that was a little bit, I had to work them a little cooler to keep them from bubbling. And the one that was really shocky was this. You can see like this is what happened to the rod was just shocking for me. This is Cotswold blue and it's like a really pretty color, but it was probably the shockiest rod of all of them. And yeah, other than that, I mean, some really gorgeous colors here, so more on that later. Okay, first up we have Lilac, kind of a soft pinky purple. This is Lilac. This is one I had to work just a little bit cooler because it started to look like it was bubbling, which is pretty common thing to happen, I guess, with pinks. And a tiny little bit of shockiness, but mostly it was just fine. You can see the set in the front there is etched, the rest are glossy. So here's some color comparisons that I did that you can see from left to right. We have 260 Effetre Bubblegum Pink, 681 Effetre Strawberry Shake. Then we have the Creation is Messy, Lilac, and on the far right, Vetrifon 955 Seashell Swirl. Next up we have SACRE BLEU. SACRE BLEU. This looks a lot like 060 Effetre Cobalt Blue transparent. It's really nice though. It's got like a really gorgeous that blue glass. So one thing that I found here is that this color didn't really etch a whole lot. I don't know if it's because my etching solution's a bit old at this point. Yeah, I couldn't really see much of a difference in the etched beads, which are the ones on the bottom in this photo. Here's a comparison shot showing SACRE BLEU with Effetre 060 Cobalt Blue, which I think is probably the closest to. It's a little bit lighter than the Cobalt Blue though. I also did a comparison with Effetre 057, which is Intense Blue, and which is a little bit closer still to SACRE BLEU. It's a little bit lighter than Cobalt. This is Serengeti. I hope I've got that right now. I think I've been calling this Sahara a few times, so sorry if there's any confusion there, and yeah, hopefully Serengeti is the correct name. This is a really pretty, an earthy brown kind of color. It reacted differently, like depending on how it was worked. It etched really beautifully, it encased really beautifully with like some really interesting color striations, so yeah, I was really loving this one. This is Serengeti. Another really pretty color, kind of like a Sedona brown. A little bit of striation and some variation, like a bit of blush to it depending on how much it was worked. This is the encased bead. So yeah, like really pretty when encased. Just some really neat color effects. Here you can see the etched beads at the bottom. Really nice soft matte finish with etching. So here, this is Serengeti encased in just plain old Effetre 004 clear, like just the most basic clear, and it encased really beautifully. So here's some comparison shots that I did. I have from left to right, the first one is Effetre 266 Opal Yellow. It's quite a dark batch of Opal Yellow, so I don't know if it's really representative, but it is fairly similar to Serengeti. Next we have Serengeti, which I have mislabeled here as Sahara. Got that confused. Next, Creation is Messy, Canyoncelli, which is another similar kind of brownish color, but a little bit lighter. And the last one is Effetre Sandalwood. Here's OOBLECK, very bright acid green. Love this color. I've always been a real fan of these really bright greens. So we got OOBLECK. This is like an awesome lime green. It's like it's similar to Effetre 212, the pea green, but yeah, I think it's even brighter, and it melted really well. Very smooth. So you can see the etched beads at the bottom here. The etching was subtle with this glass, but it did etch. And here's some comparison shots that I did. So I compared with CIM Alphaba. In the middle you can see OOBLECK there, and then Effetre 212 pea green on the far right. Next up we have Serenity. A gorgeous blue, transparent teal blue. Here's Serenity. Now I just love transparent teals. This one falls somewhere, you know, around Effetre 026 or 027, and kind of close to Creation is Messy is Aegean. So yeah, I'll have to like do a side-by-side comparison to kind of see where it falls there, but this is a really pretty color. Oh, another one was Great Blue Dini. It's a little bit maybe lighter than that one. You can see here that this color just etched very beautifully as well. Here's a comparison shot. So from left to right, I did Effetre 027, Effetre 026, then I did Serenity, and on the far right is Creation is Messy, Aegean. So you can see that Serenity kind of falls somewhere in the middle there. Next we have Amphibian, kind of a soft green, a little bit of a grayish green. Very pretty color. I feel like lately, you know, some of these more neutral colors are actually, like, they're really needed in the color palette right now. Designers are really looking for them, so this is a wonderful addition. Okay, and this is Amphibian. Oh, I've got like, there aren't spots on it, it's just little bits of bead release. Yeah, just like a really nice, pretty, soft kind of grayish green. Really nice. So here's the photo showing the etched beads a little clearer. This is another color that etched just beautifully. Very, very soft. Up next is Camouflage, which is another kind of a grayish green color, a little bit darker than Amphibian. Showing these two together because they were probably the closest out of all the new colors. Camouflage, this was quite interesting. Like, as I was melting it, I would notice, like, see right there, there's kind of like a little, like, almost splotchy, like there was kind of like an interesting texture happening, and I'm not really sure. I didn't find, like, I tried to reduce it and I didn't really do anything to it, so I don't know if it's like metallic reaction or, anyway, it was really, really quite cool, and so I wanted to try If you can see it a little more here. There it goes. Yeah, so you can see the, that's just dirt on there, that's not anything. Yeah, so definitely some kind of interesting texture with this one. And I mean, the smooth to the touch, but texture in the color. I also tried encasing it. I just encased it in Effetre 004 clear. It's not a very nice encasing job or a super nice glass, but yeah, I kind of like to try this one with silver maybe and see. It kind of seems like there might be maybe a glass that would produce some interesting reactions. Here's a better look at the etched version of Camouflage. It was a very pretty etching to a nice soft matte texture. Here I have another shot of the encased bead and the pressed bead that just kind of shows the texture a little bit more. Okay, so finally I'm going to show my comparison photo here of this is comparison of Amphibian and Camouflage with a bunch of other similar colors. So from left to right, we're looking at Dirty Martini, Lichen, Duck Egg, and Tortoise, and these are all Creation is Messy colors, followed by Amphibian, Camouflage, and finally Commando, again another Creation is Messy color. Next up, Merryweather, a beautiful blue that I think this is an alabaster or an opalino, not totally sure. Brilliant bright blue. Here's Merryweather. This blue, this is just a fabulous blue. I'm gonna have to compare it to, it reminds me a little bit of Electric Avenue, but maybe a little bit more on the turquoise side. It's kind of hard to, I don't know, the light isn't really showing it. It's, I'm gonna just try and put it in the sunlight here. I think this must be like an alabaster but it didn't have any issues working with it. Like sometimes the alabasters they have an alabaster turquoise from Effetre that is kind of annoying to work with and really bubbly, and yeah, this one wasn't at all, so, and it's just like this beautiful peacock blue. Gorgeous. You can see the beads in the bottom are etched. The etching was pretty subtle with this color, which is something that I've encountered with some of especially the opalinos, so I don't know. Here we have a color comparison from left to right. We have Effetre 356, dark turquoise alabaster, and then we have Merryweather, and on the right we have Creation is Messy Electric Avenue. Banana cream pie. This is just the best name for this color. It's just perfect. It's like this soft baby yellow and super creamy. Here's banana cream. It kind of reminds me of some of the ivories, or maybe Effetre 266 opal yellow, but it's a little bit more yellow. Again, the lighting, it's kind of hard to see. It's like it's got more yellow to it. It's really nice. Like banana cream is like the perfect name for this color. It's just kind of like a really soft yellow. As you can see here, it etched really beautifully as well. Here's a comparison shot with Effetre 264 light ivory. Another comparison shot here. On the left we have Effetre 264 light ivory. The banana cream pie is in the middle, and on the right we have Effetre 276 dark ivory. Cotswold, beautiful, slightly grayish blue teal. Love this color. Here's Cotswold blue, which is like a really pretty bluish green teal color, but I mean, like, see right here, this is like the product of the frustration that I was having with this glass. It was a little shocky, and it might have just been the rod that I was working with. But yeah, I lost quite a lot of it to shocking on my table. And I should say, I don't pre-warm my rods or anything like that. Like, I'm super impatient and I just put them right in the flame most of the time, so I have a hard time bringing them in slowly and working them cool. So yeah, anyways, I had a little bit of difficulty with this one, but it is a really pretty blue.
Etched to a super beautiful matte finish. And a comparison shot. So on the left we have a Fetre 218 opaque teal, Cotswalds in the middle. And on the right we have Creation is Messy Mermaid. So you can see that Cotswold is a little bit more on the gray blue side, a little bit less green than the others are more of a green teal. Okay, so we made it to the end. That's all the new colors. Please check me out online. My website is www.twoglassyladies.ca. I also have an Etsy shop, which is linked on the Two Glassy Ladies website, but it can be found at madeforyou.etsy.com. That's made for you, YOU. And that has my whole catalog of beads that I have available for sale. I think I'm going to have some of these beads for sale. I don't have them up there yet, but we'll see. And just to close out, here's my two lovely dogs. My puppy Wolfgang. He's 7 months old. He's a miniature dachshund. He's a cream dapple, long hair. And then there's Kiaran. She's 11 years old, and she is a mutt who is advertised as a border collie cross. We think that she's got some different stuff in her than that, though. And they're both pretty tuckered out, and it's bedtime. So I hope that you enjoyed all of this information about the new Creation is Messy colors. Thanks for listening and watching.